Hello once again. Hey, it's Dan here in Virginia. After my last video when I showed you the results of my beloved Ultra Stick driving into the ground, I want to make a quick video of what I did yesterday. I spent most of the day repairing the wing. And here she is. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I had to take all those parts out of the bag, many of them. And this section back here that you can see, this had to be all rebuilt. You have to dry fit the parts, glue them in, go away, come back in an hour when the glue's dry, dry fit some more parts, glue them in, go away and come back an hour later when the glue's dry. So this whole section here has all been rebuilt. The ribs right in this portion, I had to remake them out of thin pieces of aircraft plywood and some balsa. So this is all glued up, all glued back together with a combination of woodworkers glue, and I used Titebond 3 waterproof glue, and all glued back together. I did use some epoxy in some places, and then I applied this covering. You can see the covering. I try to cut it out, try to make it match, but you can see the blue lines here. They don't go clear to the front because they're underneath. There's now two patches. If you look closer, you'll probably see two layers. But this is, you got to cut very carefully, measure very precisely, cut one sheet. This is all one sheet, fold it over, and tack down, and then heat shrunk with this thing here, the good old heat gun. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, if you're trying to do this with a hairdryer, forget it. Get yourself one of these heat guns. This wasn't much. I think it was less than 20 bucks. But you apply this heat once it's on there, and you just keep applying it. This particular coating is from Hobby King, and it tacks. In other words, it sticks at 220 degrees, but it shrinks at 260 degrees. And the way you know that is I have a infrared thermometer you shine on the bottom of the heating iron, so you can tell when it's hot enough. So you got to watch what you're doing. But once you get this on here, all stretched on, then you heat it with a heat gun. And this heat gun is the magic right here. You can see this corner right here, the red stuff I had, the covering didn't quite match. But this whole corner was broken out. This rib was broken. I had to patch it with, like I said, some plywood patching, glue it in, and then I didn't know what to do. I just started stretching this covering, cut a piece out, tacked it down with a sealing iron onto this rib and a little bit overlap here, tacked it and stretched it as far as I could this way, and tacked it around here, and then you get it right here. It's like wrapping a Christmas gift. You got to snip it with your scissors and fold it down and tack it down, and it looked really ugly. And I'm pretty pleased. Once you take this heat gun, there was all kinds of wrinkles. Once you take this heat gun and get the going, when this thing reaches 260 degrees, you'll think nothing's happening. But do not heat the portion where you've stuck it to where you've glued it up here. Don't put the heat on there. Only put the heat on where the wrinkles are. And when that thing reaches 260 degrees, you will literally see, whoop, it just pops out. And then get the iron away from it. So I did the same thing across the rest of the wing. This was a little loose, so I tightened it up a bit. But I believe she's all ready to go. Oh, one thing on the back here, I was looking at these servos. And you'll notice these little servo arms, these quick links, when they were operating, they would, the nylon quick link would rise up on this rod. So there's a potential that could come loose and pop off. So I just took a smallest cable tie that I got, put it on there, and it won't slide off the back because it will hit the quick link. So I'm going to do that when I rebuild the fuselage, or when I get the fuselage. On the ones inside, I'll do that for the elevator servo and the rudder servo likewise, because I think it was getting a little jittery, and that may be the reason, because this rod is going up and down inside these servos. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you real quick. My fuselage is on back order. and it won't be here till sometime in July, but hey, July is pretty hot to flying anyway. And I've got some other airplanes around here I can fly till then. But I can't wait to get my beloved Ultra Stick back, get her built for the third time, and back in the air. So I hope this was helpful. Hope you liked it.